25-year-old IITIM graduate committed suicide by jumping off his 9th floor flat in Mumbai.
वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, परफेक्शनिज्म, मुझे तो अच्छा काम करना है, ओवर वर्क, ओवर बर्डन एंड फिर डिप्रेशन. पता है, लोग को लगता है नहीं यार, ये तो नॉर्मल है, बहुत नॉर्मल है. एंड दिक्कत ये है कि लोग को लगता है नॉर्मल है, सब लोग करते हैं, सब लोग ओवर वर्क करते हैं, सब लोग डिप्रेस्ड होते हैं. बट ठीक है, आई कैन गो थ्रू इट, बट स्टिल लोग उससे गो थ्रू कर नहीं पाते. एंड फिर क्या होता है, दे कमिट सुसाइड. एंड ये हमें पता चलता है न्यूज़ से, ना कि उनसे, बिकॉज वो तो नहीं है. एंड द वर्स्ट पार्ट इज कि these are always the folks who have been the most successful in their life, but something happened which always remain a mystery. This is the exact same thing happened with Saurabh. He was a McKinsey employee. He was an IIT IIM graduate. Again, focus on these things because he has done a lot in his life. And recently, he committed suicide by jumping from 9th floor from his flat in Mumbai. Now, again, it is not clear why he did that, but people are saying, newspapers are saying, news is saying that it was because of work-life balance, or basically work pressure, which he was dealing with, or which he was going through it. But isn't it very contrary that he has been IIT IIM graduate, which means he has worked a lot than all the other folks. It's not easy to crack IIT. It's not easy to crack IIM. It's not easy to crack McKinsey. So he has cracked every of those. And mark my words, I'm saying he was going the path of perfectionism, because we will take this point later on the video also. But coming on back, that if we are saying that he has cracked all of these exams and he has worked a lot hard, which means for him working 12 hours, studying 12 hours, and doing hard work was not a big deal. So work pressure, or basically workload, was not a task, was not the culprit here. There was something else which right now is not known. But as I am also around his age and I've also been in that environment, I have those folks who have been in that environment. So I'm much closely read and I can think of a few things which might have happened, and that we're going to discuss in this video. Again, that's totally my views according to my experience and on the basis of what I had the first experience with these kind of folks. Because if you don't know my company, you can check anywhere in LinkedIn and stuff. But we have the folks from same IIT IIM and working the exact same role as that of McKinsey. So let's start off and see what could have happened. Now, before going any further, let's see what happens when you have done so much achievements in life. What end up happening is, again, that varies from person to person. There is a chance that a person having so many achievements, still he encounters every problem as a new challenge, and he does not attach his ego or self-worth with that new problem or new failure, to be more precise. So usually it is seen that people end up getting in a stage of perfectionism, which means they are ashamed of their mistakes if they make one. They actually have excessively high standards because they have been achieving a lot, and ultimately they worries a lot about what others think, especially when they make mistakes. And this is not healthy striving, but going to a goal of perfectionism. Now, usually what end up happening is they reach to a perfectionism trap, in which बंदा हाई स्टैंडर्ड्स रखता है, देन वो हाई स्टैंडर्ड्स बहुत ही हाई होते हैं, तो दिस अ हाई चांस कि वो मीट नहीं हो पाते. वेन जब वो मीट नहीं हो पाते तो फेलियर सबसे ज़्यादा दिखता है, फेलियर है भाई. देन उनको गिल्ट, शेम, एंजाइटी, लो एस्टीम फील होता है. तो उसके लिए, तो उसे कंपनसेट करने के लिए दे एंड अप प्लेसिंग अनदर हायर स्टैंडर्ड, ताकि वो उसे कंपनसेट कर पाएँ जो उनका पहले रह गया था. एंड देन अगेन इट loops back to a new high standard, and then it's a vicious cycle which keeps on going and makes that person feel he's not good enough. Now, this was a fact which is one of the things which is being portrayed by media, that okay, it's a work life thing, and working hard he might not be able to achieve that thing which he wanted, and thus maybe because this work life he did or took this major step. But it is not the case. He has been working so hard. For sure, he must have failed quite a lot previously also. So just a single failure, and especially in a company when we have multiple deals coming in, multiple projects coming in, and that one single failure cannot decide his this big step. So what else can be? Now, before going on to what else can be, now one thing which we can learn from the above fact is that never ever attach yourself with your work or your failure at work. Your life and your work is separate. That's the reason it is specifically said keep your work and keep your life separate. That any failure you have in your project, in your work, in your workspace, keep it okay. It's a work mistake. Now it should never ever affect your actual life. Although it's very abnormal to say that how a person can have two different identities, right? A person actually attaches his self-worth with his company. You will see many people just strive and want to get into big companies because they have attached. They feel good when someone say, okay, bro, he's from Faang, bro, he's from that company, because people have attached their worth with their company. Most of the लोग तो बस ऐसे ही उनकी आइडेंटिटी उनकी कंपनी होती है. जो लोग बस भाई मैं तो गूगल में हूँ एंड दे जस्ट कीप ऑन सेइंग द एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन बिकॉज दे हैव अटैच्ड देयर आइडेंटिटी टू देयर कंपनी. एंड मोस्ट पीपल अटैच देयर वर्क ऑल्सो. उनको एक अचीवमेंट मिल गया, भाई ही वॉज द एम्प्लॉय ऑफ द ईयर, तो बहुत खुश हो गए. उनका कोई गलती हो गई, उनसे कुछ मिस्टेक हो गई जिससे बहुत बड़ा लॉस हो गया, तो बहुत नुकसान हो गए. तो तुम्हारी कोई गलती या फिर तुम्हारा कोई अचीवमेंट तुम्हारी रियल लाइफ से अटैच नहीं होना चाहिए. बिकॉज अगेन अच्छा हो रहा है गुड, बुरा हो रहा है ना तो वो बहुत बुरा इम्पैक्ट डालेगा तुम्हारी एक्चुअल लाइफ पे. सो प्लीज नेवर अटैच इट, सेपरेट. अगेन फ्रेंड्स को अलग रखो, वर्क की अलग, एक्चुअली रियल लाइफ की अलग. काम को अलग रखो, तुम्हारा वर्क का काम अलग, रियल लाइफ का काम अलग. एंड अगेन thrive, make your actual life interesting. Never ever rely on your corporate life entirely. Never ever. एंड उससे भी बुरी बात है कि लोग समझते ही नहीं है कि भाई लाइफ इज अ नेवर एंडिंग गेम. इट इज़ नॉट दैट कि कोई बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई तो इट इज़ एंडेड. नहीं, इट कैन बी सॉर्टेड आउट. इट कैन बी सॉर्टेड आउट. Everything is a game in life. Again, working in a company it's again a game. And again, this game is very unfair. In this game, there are 10 downs and 1 up. You have been lucky, especially for the folks who have been getting a bit achievements lately. You have been lucky. You had multiple straight ups. It doesn't mean that you cannot get a straight down. You can get it. And when you will get it, there can be multiple downs. There can be 10 downs and just 1 up. There can be 20 downs and no up. Some chances are there for this also. So please never ever think, okay, things are gone, things are done. Things can go up also, but it's a life, it's a long run game. Again, there's a high chance that this is a thing which has happened to Saurabh also. बट ये चीज़ वो लोग ज़्यादा रिलेट कर पाएंगे जिन लोगों का ब्रेकअप हुआ है काफ़ी लंबा वाला एंड जिनका हार्ड ब्रेक हुआ है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू कैन टेक एनी वन, लेट्स से सार्थक गोयल ऑन यूट्यूब. He has had a worst heartbreak. He went into straight depression, but he came out of it because there's one fact: time fixes everything. Time will fix everything, no matter. Okay, let's say if you failed in JEE, still time fixed that, right? Let's say if someone of you, mostly of you, might not have that deep relationship, but if some of you would have it and then you had a breakup, it was the worst feeling ever. You would feel like getting into drugs, into any kind of stuff, but then time healed everything. So time is one thing. If it passes, it can get done everything. So at any point of time, if you think na ki things are not going well, things are not as what you think of, just let the time pass and things will get back on track. Again, I'm saying not even do anything about it, still the things can get back on track. That's the power of time. If you use it to improve it, good. And if you actually let it pass by, it will help you वो सारी मेमोरीज भुलाने के लिए which actually gave you that specific trauma. एंड बड़ा दिक्कत कब आती है जब लोग ये सब सह रहे होते हैं, उनके साथ ये सब हो रहा होता है बट वो किसी को बता नहीं सकते. एंड स्पेशली दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स हैपन विद मैन. एंड अगेन मैन में भी बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिनके पास कुछ दोस्त होते हैं, बट बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं जिनके पास दोस्त होते तो हैं बट एक्चुअली वो उनका मजाक उड़ा रहे होते हैं. तो इट इज़ फॉर बोथ ऑफ द पीपल. Firstly, for the ones who never share stuff with anyone. Again, I'm not saying go and share stuff with anyone who actually can make fun of you. No. Share someone who you think is actually close to you so that you have always someone to share something which can happen or which will happen to your life. Again, you can actually act as a third party also, because there's a high chance कि तुम्हें भी जरूरत पड़ सकती है if you are in a big trouble. And again, sharing things can actually resolve a lot of your issues, a lot when I say. So make sure that you actually listen to other folks also, and you can also share your feelings. your अंदर का तो ना कि नहीं यार मुझे बस निकालना है, वो तुम निकाल पाओ. That you have to build one such friend to actually help you. And again, तुम्हारा फ्रेंड नहीं है कोई बात नहीं यार, तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स आर ऑलवेज देयर. आई स्वेयर भाई, पेरेंट्स आर वन ऑफ द बेस्ट ब्लेसिंग्स ऑफ गॉड. दे विल अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग. अगेन, स्टार्टिंग में डांटेंगे बट दे कैन हेल्प यू लाइक नो वन एल्स. So please share with them if you think that something in your life is happening and that can actually impact them, because your death will impact them. Now coming on to the fact which I think would have happened with Saurabh, because of which he has to take such a big step. Again, he has been working so good, so there's a high chance that he would be properly motivated towards his work. So he must be doing religiously his work. So for him, work life would not have been such a big deal. The big deal would have been लोगों के ताने. At his workplace, लोगों के ताने सहने पड़ते होंगे उसको. Imagine at a time you go to office and you are trying to do a work, but तुम्हें क्या मिल रहा है? तुम्हारे कलीग से जो कि थोड़े से ऊपर तुमसे, तुम्हें उनके ताने मिल रहे हैं. तुमसे ये काम नहीं हो रहा, ये काम नहीं हो रहा, ये कैसे कर रहे हो. Again, there is a way some things can be told. There is a way I can tell you that you are not doing this way correctly, but people actually end up bullying, and that is called as a toxic work culture. That is a highest probability what could be happening with him. Again, this तुम तो सोचते हो नहीं भाई बस क्या मतलब दिक्कत क्या है, ठीक है सह लेंगे थोड़ा सा. भाई जब तुम्हें रोज ये चीज़ सहनी पड़ती है ना, तुम सोचोगे यार मुझे जाना ही नहीं है भैंचो ऑफिस आज. दैट्स द थिंग. दिस इज द थिंग. अगर तुम्हें ये लग जाए ना कि भाई मुझे जाना ही नहीं है, मुझे नहीं ना, कौन सहेगा, कौन सुनेगा, बट तुम्हें सुननी पड़ेगी बिकॉज वो तुम्हारे सीनियर है, तो सुननी तो पड़ेगी, बट तुम्हें जाना भी है. अब क्या होता है इस केसेस में ना, पीपल टेंड टू एक्चुअली ट्राई एंड डू अ स्विच. हर किसी के पास तो इतना दिमाग होता है कि वो सोचते हैं कि नहीं भाई स्विच मारते हैं. बट अब स्विच के लिए क्या होता है कि जब हम ना बहुत ही ग्रीडी होते हैं, नहीं भाई मुझे तो अभी स्विच चाहिए, मुझसे अब नहीं रहा जा रहा, बट हम जॉब छोड़ भी नहीं सकते हैं. हम जब सोच रहे हैं हम स्विच मारेंगे तो हम कंपनी देखते हैं कि हम कहाँ और जा सकते हैं. अब जब बंदा इतनी अच्छी कंपनी में है तो वो और अच्छी कंपनी देखेगा. लेट्स से कि ही ट्राइड फॉर 4-5 कंपनीज, अच्छी फॉर श्योर अच्छी, इसका नहीं हो रहा, तो क्या होगा? लाइक एज इन अगेन दिस अ लक. चाहे कितना अच्छा बंदा हो, दिस अ चांस कि हो सकता है नहीं हो रहा हो. दिक्कत आई यहीं पे, उसका नहीं हो रहा, तो उसको और सेल्फ डाउट होगा. अब उसको रोज़ कंपनी जाना भी है बिकॉज पैसे भी चाहिए उसको, बिकॉज उसकी एज अभी 25 साल है, तो मतलब उसके पास इतना पैसा नहीं है जितना एक्चुअली में होना चाहिए. तो ही कैन नॉट ऑल्सो क्विट डायरेक्टली. कर सकता है क्विट, बट यूजुअली पीपल डोंट एंड अप डूइंग इट. पीपल थिंक ओके नहीं यार सह लेंगे, कर लेंगे, बट क्या होता है ना कि थिंग्स कीप्स ऑन एडिंग अप. नाउ इसके अंदर अगेन दैट्स अ वेरी ब्लंट स्टेटमेंट एंड हो सकता है कि ये ना हुआ हो, बट देयर इज अ चांस कि शायद से किसी ने कुछ ब्लेम लगा दिया हो सौरभ पे about something which he might have not even done, or maybe if he had done, maybe by mistake. Then again, I am talking about a blame in which a girl is involved. Now usually what happens in these kind of scenarios is that people, especially these kind of people, again which हम ही लोग आते हैं उसके अंदर, हमें इतना आदत नहीं होता है इन सबको प्रोसेस करने का. भाई तुम्हारी लाइफ इधर से उधर हो सकती है इस जस्ट अ सिंगल ब्लेम पे. People cannot process it. It's a very, 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 very big thing. And in these cases, लोग घबरा जाते हैं भाई. लोग सोचते हैं ये मैंने कुछ किया ही नहीं, लाइक. एंड अगेन इफ थिंग्स स्टार्ट स्प्रेडिंग, भाई इसने ऐसा कुछ किया, अरे भाई ये तो ऐसा करता है, देन उनकी सेल्फ वर्थ पे क्वेश्चन आने लगता है. वो घबरा जाते हैं, वो कुछ काम कर ही नहीं पाते, वो ट्रॉमा चले जाते हैं, वो रात में सोचते रहेंगे, उनसे सोया नहीं जाएगा. They end up getting depressed so bad because of something which someone else said कि भाई इसने किया ये काम. And that I think would have been the cause that things started adding up in his mind. That trauma, that depression, it was not because of कि उसे वर्क ज़्यादा मिल रहा है ना, it was because of कि उसे वो चीज़ रोज़ वो सहनी पड़ रही है, उसे लोग के ताने सहने पड़ रहे हैं, लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं, लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, उससे उसे वो सहना पड़ रहा है. That actually adds up, and that makes the person take this kind of step. Now ultimately The simple solution for this is, again, sorry for saying, solution will not be simple, but the solution can be, please always make sure you have someone to share with if you don't trust your parents. Although in most of the cases parents are always generally cool, especially for the folks who are in good colleges, who have seen a bit more life. Their parents are much more mature and they can understand, and they will understand for sure. Or even if they're not, ना, then say, मुझे तो मैं फिर मैं मर जाऊंगा भाई, वो तुम्हारे हाथ जोड़ के वही हर बात सुनेंगे, and they will give you solution. But there's a 1% chance in this I'm saying, and 10% of the cases your parents will actually be much more mature than you. हम सोचते हैं हमारे parents भाई चूतियां हैं, नहीं भाई, they have seen a life much more than you. They have seen this kind of depression much more than you, and they know how to solve it. So please take help from them. And and again, if you think that you have no friends, not even your parents, you can tell. Just go and take any of the YouTuber which you like, whom you follow. Again, I'm saying in my field also, you can take anyone. Let's say Love Bird, Take You Forward. Like again, me, anyone you can take, and then send them an email by describing कि तुम्हारे साथ क्या चल रहा है. भाई, even if you will see okay, बहुत email आते हैं, we might not reply, but in these kind of cases, we for sure reply. So you can always approach these people, and always find an alternate solution. Get out of that situation as soon as possible. अगर सपोज में लगता है कंपनी में भाई तुम्हारी मेंटल हेल्थ को दर्द पहुंच रहा है ना, get out there. Again, तुम्हारे पास पैसा है. Again, in case of Saurav, he must have had a bit money that he can survive at least for 1 year still being unemployed. Again, लोग लगता है यार मैं unemployed रहूंगा, मैं ऐसे नौकरी नहीं छोड़ सकता. भाई तुम्हें लगता है, but तुम्हारी mental health is much more important in case of you. So in that case, please make sure, अगर लगता है कि नहीं भाई मेरा environment बहुत toxic है, get out of there ASAP, else it will give you a biggest trauma of your life which you can never expect. And no matter what, time is something which heals everything. So with time, things for sure get normal. It's just that you have to get that time pass. So please be safe, and please think and share this video so that people are much more aware of what to do in these kind of situations. And be safe and chill karte raho. Bye bye.